Wow. Fudge 60 diesels. So today, as I'm not eco-worrying today, well, until I leave in a minute, then I'm going back eco-worrying, obviously, because I have started a big shitstorm. What we have here is a subscriber. Hello, your vehicle, yes, here it is. Subscribers 2.5 TDI, a Volkswagen T4. We do like T4, don't we?
Yes.
Yes, cool, yes.
We
Love them, really. So, the story as I understand it, from the man that owns it, was, I think this might have been one of them Facebook Market eBay purchases.
Oh.
Yeah. So they live in Hertfordshire. They bought this in Glasgow. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming flew from Glasgow to Hertfordshire to Glasgow, because they wouldn't have flown from Glasgow to Hertfordshire, would they? That would be stupid. Did all the stuff, brum, happy, 10 miles down the road.
Poop.
Boom. And it died.
Oh.
So it appears to, apparently, it is was leaking lots of fuel out the bottom of it.
Yeah.
He apparently has a leg out of it. You know, one of the conrods, she has escaped.
Oh.
Yes. So
this is a
we could lift the bonnet, I suppose. Do you want to lift the bonnet? I mean, I can. There's a disguised red button there.
There it is.
That's it. Luckily enough, someone has painted it half blue. And you might have to do a bit of bendage on that. Don't quite know what's happened to that. Do you want to see if you can He-Man that back where it's supposed to be? And then we'll get all...
That's about as much as I'm going to go without.
Really?
There we
go. No, it doesn't go there, does it?
Oh, no, it goes in that one.
It's perfect for putting a dent in the bonnet just there.
Look at that.
Yes, I think we might need to steal that off one of the dead ones over there.
Yeah, that's not very safe, is it?
No. Anyway, so what's happened is it has died.
Ah.
I haven't attempted starting it, because it's definitely died. No, there's no point. It's just going to blow bits of muck and snot everywhere. It stopped with a lot of clackety, bang, shakalaka, bang, boom, dead. So, basically, we haven't really, apart from a quick look, we have surveyed its engine stuff numbers. Mm-hmm. So that is the smaller, non-intercooled TDI.
Okay.
So that's fine. We've got one of those. That's already removed and over there. And we know that one is good. That's from the white van that had a bit of a sleep in a field when it hit a tree and sort of...
fell over.
Slight lack of talent, that type of stuff, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. So, but as we know, the engine was perfect because we drove the van around, even though it's a bit...
It's a bit...
It's a bit listy.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is take that out of there. And as I'm off eco-worrying for the day...
Yeah.
Sadly, this falls to you. So can you get that? We'll have engine gearbox out here. So
in one hit, yeah?
Yeah, so let's have the bumper off, the grill out. You may need to get on your zip tie removal.
Oh.
Because, it does seem to have a lot of the zip ties where it shouldn't have the zip ties.
It's nice.
No, and it hasn't got... No, it hasn't got bonnet brass.
No, it has got the spoiler.
It's got the stone chip thing.
Yes, I actually quite like that.
Right, that's fine, that's good. And actually, it has not got much. There's a bit of bonnet evaporation going on there.
Oh.
That was fine.
Yeah, this one's gone on as well.
Yeah, that's for racing speed, that is. That extra half a gram, that makes all...
Power to weight and all that.
Power to weight ratio. So, so headlights, front panel, all the crap out.
Yeah.
Bumpers off, obviously, before sand. We probably will need to drain the coolant system unless it's...
Is he...
Yeah. So it may have the coolants in it. I don't know whether that escaped when the block escaped out of the side of it. I can't see any sort of red stuff in there. Has it escaped?
No, we've still got some in there.
No, so we need to drain that out.
Drain all that out.
Professional manner into a tub so that we can correctly dispose of it.
Yes.
Or possibly reuse it. You know what we're like. So basically,
it actually doesn't look too bad. I might save
it out because we might as well. There's no point just wasting antifreeze when you don't have to.
No, recycle.
Recyclable. So yeah, basically take that out of there.
Yep. No worries.
I can't find much point in time lapsing it, mainly because I'm taking my phone and my camera gear with me. So we're going to go all huzzah.
Yeah.
And then when we come back,
like a Paul Daniels magic show.
So yes, well, I'm not Debbie McGee.
Look at the lovely Debbie McGee.
And And basically, we'll get that out on the floor, and then that'll be 10 seconds time for them, and half a day for us. And we'll just inspect quiet waters.
Yeah, and we can once it's out, we can.
Then once it's out, we got a camera, have a look at it, because we might as well leave it hanging in here on its like the normal. Take the drive shafts off. Drop all the points. Leave it hanging off the 2 engine mounts. Take the centre, forwards and reverse out. Yeah.
Exhaust off.
Exhaust off, and then when I get back tomorrow morning, we'll lock it out on the floor with forklift.
AKA engine hoist.
Or we could get all posh and actually use the engine hoist, because we are on a concrete floor for once.
We are, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll work that out, because engine hoist is a bit more subtle than me with me forklift.
Yeah, but I quite like it when we get the forklift in there. And
yeah, dangerous, break shit. It's not mine. And most of the time when we're taking these out of vans, we don't really care about the rest of it. This man likes this van.
He does like it.
We're waffling now as well.
We are.
So that's the cunning plan. So I'm going to go eco-worrying, you're going to go engine removal, and this lot will see us in like...
Huzzah!
I could chuck that bit of video footage that a customer took of you yesterday singing.
Yeah, it was quite cool.
We'll throw that in.
Yeah.
I feel vulnerable. Alright guys, you ain't putting that on fucking YouTube.
That was hilarious. Just prove that you were actually doing swearing, wasn't it? That was hilarious. I think we are to the point where once we've removed, we're going to have to, I reckon, use a few states on these out of the box.
Yeah.
We may have to use the burning device.
Fire.
Yeah, I think we're going to need some fire to get them out, otherwise this bit here is a bit crispy.
But I have kind of found some bits and pieces that could be made into like T4 medallions.
Oh, are they spare parts that had escaped?
They're bits of blockage.
We'll get to that in a minute. By the look of it, it would assume that whatever escaped out the back.
It escaped out the back, and it's from this cylinder here.
Oh, she left.
She left the building. I can see the crankshaft and everything.
Well, what we'll do in a minute then is we'll get this out. We'll do a bit of time lapse now. We'll get this out, and then we could do one of those technical engine diagnosis things of what
could possibly have gone wrong.
Possibly have gone wrong.
Yeah.
So shall we see how much oil stays left in your Volkswagen engine
When it poops itself.
once it throws the leg out of bed?
Right, place your bets. I reckon about a quarter of a litre.
We go. It's nicely undersealed the entire underside.
It has actually
Yeah,
made
that's
it look-
not going to go rusty.
No.
There's some tinkle in there.
Well, there's my quarter of a litre.
I think there's more oil in there than you think for.
Yeah.
That's a good job we didn't try and start it, because that was And then we'd have had a Lulworth.com moment where we'd have polluted the environment. Let's just let that soak in the floor. Yes.
Well, that is considerably more than I expected. I didn't expect as much as that, to be fair.
No, so she definitely didn't die of lack of oil.
No.
And I have killed me bar.
You've broken your...
I couldn't stand the rhinoceros that died. But luckily enough, when attacking it with a slightly bigger breaky bar, that didn't break. I think they're called breaker bars because all I ever
Because
did
it
was
just break.
Right, well, as you can all see, people, this is a Volkswagen engine, and this is no longer in a Volkswagen.
Well, if I was an environmental agency, I would say there's nothing wrong there, man.
No, there's nothing wrong. She's perfect.
She's perfect.
That is weird. I reckon the camshaft bolts, the big end bolts must have come undone. We'll bring these people in here for a look in a minute, because obviously you can see you shouldn't really be able to stick your hand in an engine. Shall I go and get a long-nosed pair of pliers from over here?
Yeah.
And we could get all excited and fish bits out of it.
Or we could have a magnet.
Well, you could go and pick a magnet.
Shall I go and
up
grab
if
a
you want
magnet?
Because that's a bit of block, isn't it? I don't know what that is there. I think that's some more block. You've got to make
telescopic one.
Telescopic one. Right. Well, I'm assuming that there is the back of a freeze cap. See?
Core plug.
Yeah.
Oh,
Must be. Because what is?
dunno.
It was obviously eating a big hole through the back of it there. I might spend a bit of time peel the sump off. So we go and see what we can find in here.
Oh.
Got lots of bits of block. So block. Maybe if we rolled it round a bit, can you move it by hand, or is it stuck fast? I'll get you a 27mm socket for a crank on one of these, isn't it? I think. If my memory serves me correctly. If we roll it round a bit. Oh yeah, she has the right.
Oh,
bit more. This crank is perfect. What on earth happened? Hang on. I have found.
Have you found the cap?
Well, I think it was once a conrod. This is a bit like playing.
Is that Doctor Game is Buzz.
Something was it? Oh, I can't remember what it's called now.
Operation.
Yeah.
Oh look. They've still got the threads on there.
So what happened there then?
They've lost their heads.
She didn't seize up.
No.
Because you can see this guy's the inside of that.
Smooth as millie.
So it's two choices. Shall we see if we can do a bit more operation in here?
Yeah.
See what else we can find in here.
Scalpel.
It's a bit like a quite crappy game of Lucky Dip. I found the bolt head.
You've dropped it.
I've dropped it. I found the camera. I've dropped it again. Right.
Ooh, sounded quite substantial.
That's the big end cap. So there's the bolt head.
Oh. Okay.
And if I go Lucky Dip again in here again, I can see that we've got this.
Oh, we've got
there is
the
a big end cap.
Oh, look at that.
Hang on. Here is the teller.
Okay.
So that's a shell. I reckon she
That's actually not bad.
It's hammered it to death on the end then, but I suppose when it escaped, it would have done, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Lucky Dip. What else we got? Oh, hang on. Shell number 2.
Oh, at this rate, we could glue it all back together.
I'm going to be honest. I
drop tested that bit.
You broken it, have you?
Yeah.
I've got so much scrap metal now stuck on the end of my magnet, it's ceased being a magnet. So what? I reckon that's had some surgery. And the bolts have come loose, don't you?
Well, I don't know.
That's very impressive. That's a lump of conrod.
It is.
I think we are almost fresh out spares now.
Oh.
Hang on. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of used to be attached to that.
Yes, yeah, the rest of it appears to be wedged in a cylinder wall at the top. But luckily enough, we're not terribly worried about that, because I don't think this block's a lot good.
No, there's no coming back from that. Oh, he's folded right round.
Yeah, he has. Oh, hang on.
Oh.
Wonder if we can drag a piston down for a laugh. Let's just go and get up. What on earth happened to that? I think you might find that the rings don't want to go past all the big dents. But we'll have another go, because I don't like giving up too easy, you know. Oh, she is coming, I think, unless I'm about to...
It's not your top quality.
Just you leave my top
Long-
quality
long-nose
pliers,
pliers
like my long
stretching.
nose pliers that we seem to have bought that are made of cheddar. No, that piston is she's past. She's got a bit of it missing. Let's bring these good people in here for a closer look, because I think we can technically say that's broken, but broken due to, I can only assume that the bolts came loose, or the heads have sheared off.
The heads have sheared off, but,
Did the heads-
but it would have to have had some force against something to shear them off like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but they're not seized up. I was expecting oil failure, but let's be honest. If you took, I mean, admittedly, it's got a few dinks in it because obviously it
It's
has been
welded.
beaten around a crankshaft, around a crankcase. But that shell isn't through to the.
It's not gone bronzy.
No, it's gone bronzy on the end there where it's been hit by a piston. But you can sort of forgive it that because it's slightly hammered it out, isn't it? And then. So I think someone's either put a set of big end shells in it at one point in its life and not done the bolts up.
Not torqued them up.
No. Or something enough to shear the heads off of them. Let's bring them in here. So let's go for the close-up. So, as you'll see, we have had a few issues. Hang on, can I?
Would you like me to be lighting man?
Well, no, don't need to be nice, but wind the crank round a bit. Because the crank, we can get her up the top here, the crank looks pucker. Well, apart from the fact it's been attacked by a load of bits of metal and a piston, she would have started, wouldn't she? Right,
Yeah.
Bring her up a bit more. So we can see that that crank journal has not seized. I mean, it's smooth and shiny. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, obviously, because it's been assaulted by a load of bits of metal. Keep winding, Fudgy. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Right, that's got, so then if we go for, you can see down in there, that is the bottom of the cylinder. It's got a big chunk missing out of it. And then very much in there is a sheared off piston, or sheared off conrod and a smashed piston. So here is the selection of bits out of the bottom of it. So you can see the shells weren't seizing. So basically we reckon the end cap bolts snapped. Big end cap bolt snapped. And then everything just flailed around in there till it made that big hole. So that's dead.
Broken.
Broken. Right. So people, while we roll fags and stand around, obviously, what we thought we'd do just out of interest, basically, because we wanted to really see quite what happened to the bottom of this piston that we have almost managed to bash out of this engine. So this is the dead one with the big hole in from, and you'll see that we've stripped the turbo, the head, and the rest of the smashed up stuff off of it. This is the new replacement, new to it.
Yes.
New to it, good unit that we're just doing because we insisted, basically, engine changes. There's no cam belt history on this vehicle, so it ain't going in there, as I explained to the fella that owns it, without a new cam belt, a new water pump and all that, unless we happen to know when it was last changed, which we don't. Even though it does look quite shiny, but that's not the way of doing things.
No.
And then we have to inspect onto clutches, don't we? Because
Yeah.
we've got two clutches, one in there, one in here. We'll make up our mind. Both dual masses actually seem really good, and the linings look good on this one. So
Yeah.
we've cleaned on the gearbox. So while I stand here and roll my fag, what I think we need to do is try and knock the remnants of that rather badly battered piston out the top, see what's left of it.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, fag rolling, fag
Fag
rolling,
roll.
fag rolling. I mean, I used to work for a man that used to try and deduct me 45 minutes a day because I smoked. He used to reckon he lost 45 minutes worth of work for me rolling cigarettes.
Oh.
Yeah. So when he did that, I just did an hour's worth less a day just to compensate. He was a farmer. We know what farmers is like.
Tight.
Can't believe you said a thing about that on the British farming community.
No.
No, they're not all bad.
They're not all bad.
Right.
Right.
Do you want to hit that with a hammer?
Shall I whack it?
Well, it's going to come shooting out of there, isn't it? Because it's getting there.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
It appears to be stuck.
It's stuck. Shall we try pulling it out the top? Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Broken.
Yes, I said that's definitely broken. It did take a fair whack, innit?
It did.
Sounds wonder back over it. Look at that. So basically, the conrod was it 3 pieces?
Yeah.
It isn't little end failure because the little end's she's good. So something, I think that's a bit of conrod hitting it there. It's obviously mashed that through the side of the piston just there. I think that may have been a factory. That's a factory mark, so that's fine. But it has beaten it all to nuts, hasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really has. I don't quite know what happened to that. I mean, I know it's dead. And that bore over there is not going to be very pretty at all, is it?
No, he's taken a great chunk out the bottom of the skirt.
Not that that really matters, because let's be honest, unless we were getting really inventive with some super glue and stuff, oh yes it has, isn't it? We'll bring the people in here for a closer look. Mm-hmm. Right, so we have positioned a torch in what we hope is a sensible spot. Can you see that lump missing down there on the bottom of that bottom of that cylinder? That took a fair whack. It's taken a massive chunk out of one side of it. But I mean, as you can see from here, it didn't seize up, did it? That crank journal is pretty good, as crank journals go, but sadly that bit there, that's died. But that doesn't really matter, because obviously we've got that. So we are obviously to the point now where via that bit, that gearbox needs covering in some proper degrease and steaming off, because we're not putting it back in looking like that. I've had one go at it, got half of it off.
Yeah.
We need to seal the air intakes up and stuff on this.
Yeah.
We'll forky lift it out in there. This is going to need steaming to death and cleaning.
Most definitely.
There's no point putting a dirty engine back in.
No.
And obviously we've got to
remove
the wiring harnesses and fit some belts.
Yeah.
And then we need to deal with that mess in there. Now I don't know about the rest of you, but as a mechanic, I do not like fitting dirty. Shut up! I know exactly what you're going to say.
Putting
but
clean things into a dirty hole.
Fuzzy, don't lower the tone of things. So basically, we're going to have to push this out, I think, quickly.
Yep.
Degrease on it a bit. Steam this, so because we're only going to get covered in that gack putting it back in. And
Yeah.
I mean, he's a nice fella, this, and let's do what we always do and make sure that it's the best you can be when it goes back. Because if we have any oil leakage problems, not that we're going to, but if
We're
we
not
do,
going to find it.
we're not going to find it. And I mean, if it looks like that, so if it's clean, tidy, we've got all the necessary cleaning equipment.
Yeah.
And then throwing it back in, but you understand what I mean. So
Gently
next
put it back
episode,
in.
basically, we're not doing this all in one hit. You're going to have to wait. So next episode is we can do a bit of time-lapse cleaning.
Time-lapse cleaning.
We need to put gearbox back on this, obviously. We need to strip some wiring harnesses off of this, make sure it's all timed and belted up. So we'll show you how to do that, because that might be quite useful.
Yeah.
And then we'll have cleaned this by then, so this is as beautiful as it can be.
I was going to say, like the day it came out of the factory.
I'll get some more. I've got some CV grease.
Yeah.
Carton, squidgy things, whatever you want to call them, because we're going to end up steaming these drive shafts to death.
Yeah.
So we might as well change the CV grease while we're in them, because we're going to lose whatever's left in there, aren't we? Because that's minging.
Yeah.
And then
Stick some
basically
fresh in.
Get this to a state where I'm happy with it, wheel it back in, and throw all this lot huzzah in there with that big pile of half huzzah stuff and that one. Pick the best of the bits.
All the good bits.
All the good bits. And it'll go brum if we get it right.
And then road test.
Then yeah, we obviously need to, well, the man wants an MOT. So then we've got, I think, a bit of rust prevention just for while it's here on a ramp.
Yeah.
We might as well do that for him, because obviously this is not a particularly cheap process, and if we can slow it down a bit, because it has been in Scootland,
Yeah.
and you can tell. She ain't bad, but I think if it was left, it will be. And then we need to go for MOT.
Yeah.
So, well, what else we do? Actually, one thing we could show them, because I've got another cunning will it start video.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that big shiny thing over there we bought on a pallet. That might be quite technical, will it start video. I'll show them that, and then we can wave everything
Let's
off.
have a looky. Mm-hmm.
Right, so strapped to this pallet, top quality acquired treasure this is a Mercedes OM606 diesel engine. The indestructible, super good horsepower, non-breakable, tunable Merc D. They went crazy 5 or 6 years ago, and they are very, very good power plants. You can make lots of the yeehaws.
So what are these?
Originally fitted, this would have come out of a Mercedes W210 E300 turbo diesel. They never did a manual one, as far as I know. They were all automatic, or all the ones that we got were automatic.
Okay.
They all run, so basically it's the last of the Mercedes engines pre-CDI. So technically-ish, that is a Bosch mechanical rack pump.
Okay.
That is an EDC pump, which was the first sort of electronically controlled EDC fuel pump that Merc did. Because if you go, what you normally have to do, and I'll just go out a shot over here, it depends on, there are a few ways of making these things run. So this, excuse the dirt because it is only a call, this is a W124 no, it could. No, it's not an E300 one. It's a 300 turbo diesel, mechanical. This pump is fully mechanical. So basically, sort of this front bit here is very similar, but there is sort of technically the governor and the throttle advance and everything on or the advance on that pump are electronic.
Yeah.
Whereas everything on this pump is mechanical. So shut off solenoid. You can tell the rack seized because that no pingy back, and obviously. That's the throttle lever there. Brum, brum.
Brum, brum.
Shut off. No fuel advance to the turbo, but a mechanical rack pump with elements. 5 mil, 5.5 in a. I think this is a Bosch M, isn't it? It's a 606. Yeah, it is. It's the one that. So that's what I'm just going to put that back onto my bench. That's treasure. Seized up treasure, because what you normally do if you were building a 606 fully mechanical, take this EDC pump off. Hunk. Acquire a 300D fully mechanical pump, M pump, send it off to Diesel Mechen in Sweden, good lads. Get them to make you a fuel pump that delivers lots more fuel. Change some stuff, not much, don't have to change engine internals. Always best with a 606, never to open it up. If you don't need to take the head off, don't take the head off. Because apparently, I was always told, the factory machine obviously screws the head down in one hit, all the bolts done, lovely. So if you don't have to open one, don't open one. And then obviously you would be limited horsepower wise on the turbocharger down there, which isn't dustbin size. So whence mine's got a dustbin size turbo on it and a fuel pump that delivers 5 times what it was supposed to originally. But this is slightly different. So this 606 currently has a set of engine mounts, a conversion plate to fit it in a green oval badge disaster.
No.
Yes, yeah, I know.
Oh.
So that is to take a Land Rover 5-speed auto box, whatever they are. I'm assuming they'd probably be ZF or something. Someone will shout at me and tell me. Those are Land Rover, Range Rover, something engine mount conversion pieces. And then it also came with that. A box of expensiveness. So that is a standalone Balders, I was never quite sure how you pronounced it, Balders ECU to allow you to run the EDC pump.
Okay.
So that's a Mercedes W210 throttle, because obviously they had a cable from the pedal to this potentiometer, and that is the brum brum bit. And then obviously you've got your heat plug module, a few sensors, and then this standalone ECU, and then there's a book of words to tell you how to wire it up and how you can play with it. Because you can obviously advance fueling to a degree electronically through an EDC pump without having to change the fuel elements in it. You can change the fuel elements in an EDC pump, same as you can in an M pump. So you could put that, send that in, have a set of 7.5 mil elements put in it, and I think these are 5.5s, 6 in an EDC, 6 mil, and then different fuel track path, loads more fuel, big turbocharger, off you go.
Lots of power.
Lots of power, but problem with these, I mean, it's had some conversion pieces, obviously. That's a bolt-on to allow you to put an intercooler hose straight on rather than the Mercedes bolt-on one, because these manifolds, that's half the trouble you suffer with, because that manifold is massive. So obviously engine bay room, but I mean, I suppose Land Rover wise you've probably got enough room. So anyway, we acquired this. Apparently it goes,
Okay.
but obviously I don't think it's gone with that attached to it. So, but there is no reason why two capable idiots with batteries, fuel and a wiring diagram cannot test fire this strapped to a pallet on the front of a forklift or a wobbly bench or whatever. Because to be honest, I don't need this. I just bought it because I've got a Mercedes hoarding based disease. So I did actually buy this with the intention of selling it.
Okay.
So basically this is a 606 reasonably sensible Land Rover conversion kit, because I mean this engine will generate 200 plus horsepower without going stupid, and by the time your Land Rover gearbox and your Land Rover axles have gone into shock about having all that torquesus and horsepower thrown at them, by the time you've made this 500 horsepower, you're just going to break everything else down the line. So if you don't want to go out in a blaze of broken gearbox, snapped diff, broken half shaft glory, and you wanted something to go in your Land Rover that produced quite decent horsepower
And reliable.
and it didn't have like an LT77 or an R380 mechanic manual gearbox on the back of it that would just go plur. So you put an auto in, because an auto's more capable of taking it. Brilliant. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start this, run it up, and then we might see if any of this lot want to buy it. But we may have to educate them in the fact that this is not 25p in a tube of Smarties, because that ECU's, well, they were £1,000. I don't know what they are now. I haven't checked. They might have gone up or down or whatever. And 606s are getting rarer and rarer and rarer and rarer. So if you had to buy the conversion plate, that's the bit to convert to bolting it onto
the
the
gearbox.
Land Rover torque converter. Then you had your engine mounts. You've got the small throttle conversion pieces. There's some pulley conversion bits on the front to allow you to run a Land Rover Magro Margris Magnatelli rubbish alternator that'll die. So yes, that's the cunning plan. Obviously you can tell I'm a Land Rover fan. I grew up with them, loved them, bought a Land Cruiser, never looked back. So we'll add that in, people. Better check that you can actually see us, because I'm sure I pointed the camera at an engine and we probably haven't got any heads. So that's it for this week. We'll be back later on, probably Wednesday or Thursday. That might overstress me. I don't think we're going to have this going by Wednesday. It might be next weekend, because people will make us do stuff that we weren't expecting. With a running driving T4, and you can follow us, throw this back in here, and then we can get on with the next one, which is the next video. I've already started filming that this morning. That's a Ford Transit engine green oval badge disaster that's pupped itself. Is out in the car park, because that's having this spot next. And then obviously we're halfway through camper van, so we need to get on that. That's coming. And I don't think we're going to show putting another engine in Trigger, are we? Not unless, if anyone wants to see us chuck a fourth engine in Trigger the disastrous twin cab tipper Transit. We've given up on new engines. It's had 2 ones that have exploded. It's getting a second-hand one this time, because I'm sick of looking at it. So let us know in the comments if you really want to see 2 blokes in a grumpy mood chuck engine number. Well, we didn't put the first one. Didn't put it. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
This will be number 4.
This is number 4. Yeah, this is number 4. So first one, 90,000 miles. Brand new one, Ivor Searle, at 41,000 miles. Next one, couldn't find anything else but an Ivor Searle. And as you can definitely agree with me, that one has cacked itself. There's something has gone but it did get 208,000 miles. So basically, this one's done nearly 60,000 before it shat itself. So sadly, I had suggested some engine conversion ideas to Mark, but he did say basically that if we gave the boys 200 horsepower, he wouldn't have transit left. Yeah. So hello Kev, I think it might have been aimed at you. So you might get in the world's fastest twin cab transit, because we're not allowed. We did suggest that maybe an M57 BMW engine would be quite fun and reasonably cost effective, but no. You can have a 110 horsepower explodey 2.4 back in it. Right, thank you very much. Al, Fudge, 6D Diesels.